I also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes.
Say what now? Oh, baby, I wouldn't want to be Beyonce right now. Word on the street is that infamous freak-off tape between her and Diddy that was being auctioned to the highest bidder has now been sold off to TMZ for $20 million, and they plan to leak it by the end of this year. It turns out the reason that tape hasn't been put out already was because Beyonce and Jay Z were trying to buy it themselves to stop it from getting put out. People already knew Jay Z was rolling in the dirt with Diddy, but Beyonce also being involved was definitely a shock. I mean, Miss Girl has been putting out the most perfect image of herself out to the public her whole career. So her allegedly being in a freak-off tape with Diddy was definitely the last thing on anyone's bingo card. And to make matters even worse, it's also being speculated that she and Jay are planning to relocate to a whole other country before that tape comes out. Now, if you've been on the internet these past few months, then you already know all these celebrities have been catching serious heat for participating in Diddy's freak-offs. People aren't just dragging them for freaking off. Oh no. At the end of the day, these are grown folks and they can freak off all they want. The reason people have a problem with it is because Diddy was allegedly in trial under 18 years olds from foreign countries to be escorts at these parties, and these celebrities knew about it. But guess what? They didn't care. In fact, some disturbing photos from one of the all-white freak-offs Diddy leaked, and it showed all your favorite celebrities having the time of their lives. There was even this creepy photo of Diddy pouring champagne on these two escorts as they touched themselves. The escorts even hid their faces so the camera wouldn't get them, because they were embarrassed. Most of these women didn't want to be there. They were reportedly shipped into the country under the guise of getting a decent job in the United States, only to end up as escorts at these kinds of parties against their will. There was also this photo of one of Diddy's associates in the pool with two escorts, as he did intimate things with them. And remember what I said about your favorite celebrities being there? Well, they included Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, Chris Brown, Leonardo DiCaprio, the late Aretha Franklin, Obama, Trump, Harry, the list just goes on. Mind you, these are the celebrities that were captured at just this particular party alone. So, you can only imagine the ones who attended at the other ones and what they were getting up to. Now, even though Beyonce and Jay were not in any of these photos, they were dragged into it when the attorney Ariel Mitchell Kidd seemingly hinted in an interview that she was presented with the opportunity to help in the sale of a freak-off tape, allegedly, featuring Beyonce and Diddy doing the nasty. And for those of y'all unfamiliar with Ariel, she is actually also the same lawyer representing another one of Diddy's other victims who accused him of saying her at a friend's house back in 2018.
She called me and told me a very horrific story about her and her escape from the assault. She told me that she was at a friend's house who had industry ties and was on the phone with Diddy, and he decided to come to the house. And when he came to the house, everything was fine, that there was another woman there who we've determined to be Christina Coram, KK.
While Ariel was talking about all this, she brought up another client who she claims wanted her to represent them in the sale of a freak-off tape between Diddy and a certain high-profile celebrity. Ariel said she got to see the video herself. And according to her, the other high-profile celebrity in the video is even more high-profile than Diddy. Not only that, but the person seemed unaware that they were being filmed.
I also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood, but one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before, so like a catch and kill.
Catch and kill, correct.
Wow, can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No,
this
I
tape.
can't explain who the person was, but Mr.
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it?
I've seen stills of the video.
Okay.
So
you can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video, and I can tell the video was pornographic.
Oh my, all right. So we know that he videotaped a lot of activities at his home, Diddy. And it sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so it's to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping, like they're being surreptitiously recorded.
Now, even though she didn't explicitly mention Beyonce's name, people believe it might be her simply because she said the person was more high profile than Diddy. And we all know there ain't a lot of celebrities out there more high profile than him. Not only that, but Jay Z has already been rumored to be involved in Diddy's dirty dealing. So Beyonce being the one in that tape made sense to a lot of people. Around the same time, this video of the baby seemingly confessing to being caught up in a private meeting with Diddy, Beyonce, and Jay Z at Diddy's house went viral. And that only made people believe even more that Beyonce was the one in the tape. And do y'all remember the time Diddy made the members of DAND walk all the way to downtown New York to get him a cheesecake from the cheese factory? He had these men walk for 4 hours to get him some cheesecake when he could have just made them use a car. Freddie P recently revealed that the cheesecake wasn't even for Diddy. It was for Beyonce. Allegedly, Beyonce was the one who told Diddy that she wanted cheesecake. Instead of sending someone from her team to get it for her, she made Diddy punish these men by making them walk 4 hours just to get her that cheesecake. People expected her to be disturbed by the embarrassment Diddy put these men through for the cheesecake. But according to Freddie, she didn't care.
In fact, a lot of people don't know that cheesecake we went and got was for Beyonce. She was upstairs the whole time. What we was talking about again? Hold on. Yeah, that's a fun fact. People don't know. People like, y'all walked to get a cheesecake. It was for Beyonce. I listen to everything you say as if it's a contract. So if you say, walk to the store, or walk to get me some cheesecake, I'll walk to get you some cheesecake, but I'm not walking back. And that's just what me and Darlon did. And they like, why y'all, you know, they hot. Like, y'all cheating. And we like, he told us to walk. He didn't tell us to walk back. So we already in the hotel like 3 hours before they got there. When they said they was coming, we went and met them in front of the building. And you know the first thing that nigga said out of his mouth? He said, we got the cheesecake. He was like, I don't want that shit. Take that shit upstairs for Beyonce. Then he said, they was like, yeah, man, we wanted to tell you, Fred and Darlon, they ain't walk back. You know, trying to be on some snitching shit. He's like, I ain't tell you niggas to walk back.
Now, here's where things get really messy, because word on the street is that the tape that attorney Ariel was talking about has finally been sold off to TMZ for a reported $20 million. Now, since it's illegal to put out explicit content of people without their consent, TMZ cannot put this tape out, but they apparently plan to resell the tape for a higher price than they bought it to someone else, who will most likely leak it to the public. In fact, a source close to Beyonce recently fueled these allegations, claiming that Bey has allegedly been having thoughts of unaliving herself because she cannot face the embarrassment that will come when that tape is leaked. The source also confirmed that the rumors about her relocating to a different country are true. The source said, industry insiders have been whispering about this for a while. Singer has threatened to flee the country multiple times. She's done with the control, the pressure, and the handlers who make every decision for her. They're afraid she'll leave without notice, and they're right to be. The singer suffers from depression and has thoughts. Her team sees her as a danger to herself. But what they're really afraid of is losing their cash cow. They've kept her under control for years, but they won't be able to much longer. She's on the verge of rebelling. She's fed up with her mother's control. She's tired of her husband's influence. The source added, she's questioning her finances and demanding an audit. Here's the truth. She doesn't want to work like this anymore. Singer is exhausted mentally, physically, emotionally. She's been doing this for decades, and she just wants to relax, rest, and finally live life on her own terms. But her team and family won't let her. She didn't even want to do this tour, but she's doing it for 2 reasons. To reach a specific financial goal that will let her escape for good, and because her family and label are pushing her to work while she still can. Yes, this is why the tickets were so expensive. Yes, this is why she's suddenly diversifying her business moves. Yes, this is why she's quietly buying property outside the US lawsuits are coming. Her finances aren't adding up. She's been spending more than she's making, and she's terrified of being trapped in the cycle forever. She just wants peace. She wants to slow down, step back, and not have to grind anymore. But the people around her won't let her stop working. But here's the real tea. She knows what happened to her idol when he tried to break free. She's afraid of the same fate. That's why she's quietly making moves, setting up her escape, and ensuring that when she finally disappears, she won't be forced to come back. I'm just saying, if she suddenly cancels shows or spends more time overseas, just know it's not just for fun. Believe what you want, but when it all comes out, remember this post. Woo! All this tea is alleged information, so you have to take it with a pinch of salt. But baby, if any of this is true, then things are about to get really messy for Beyonce. As usual, people had their own thoughts, like this person who said, I hope TMZ has deep pockets to buy all of the big celebrity tapes to show every last one of them. Even better if Beyonce, Kardashians, major stars, or musicians are involved. Steve Harvey is very worried. Another person said this is why she is focusing on her brand and collaborations. She knows this may happen, and it allows people to become distracted and her to gain some quick contracts in the meantime. All of this is damaging to both her and her husband. So, it's typical that she works harder and ignores it. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Beyonce allegedly being the one in that Diddy tape? And do y'all believe that TMZ really got it for 20 million? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.